What's up, everybody? Welcome to a Thursday edition of The Squeeze. I am Tyler Conium, and what a day, what a week to get started off. We took Monday off, we took Tuesday off, we start on Wednesday, we go 3-0. Get the brooms out. It's a little bit of a sweep. We've got the NBA draft tonight. I don't officially bet on the NBA draft, but I do think that Scoot Henderson at plus 300 to go second overall, it might be a good bet. I'm wearing the Charlotte Hornets, the old school Charlotte Hornets warm-up today for the video. Hornets have the number 2 pick, and who the hell knows what Michael Jordan's going to do with this. He's just sold the team, but he's still in charge. Rumor is he's going to take Brandon Miller, which then puts Scoot Henderson at 3 to Portland, which opens up a whole bunch of different trade possibilities with the Trailblazers and what they want to do with Damian Lillard. I love the NBA draft. I love the NBA draft out of all the drafts the most for a couple of reasons. So NHL and MLB, you're drafting guys, but very rarely. Obviously, Connor Bedard is going to get drafted first overall next week. He might be on the Blackhawks to start next season, but usually these guys start in the juniors or the minors. The NFL, similar to the NBA, these guys come in and they're often impact players right away. But there's so many damn rounds, and it takes forever and ever and ever. Whereas basketball, you've got 2 rounds, and most of the first round is playing predominant roles next season. So that's a lot of fun. Love the NBA draft. Interested to see what the Toronto Raptors do. There's a lot of speculation. There's a lot of talk. I just want to see some fireworks. You know, I don't really care what the Raptors do or they don't do. They've got assets. I trust Masai. I trust Bobby Webster to do what they think is correct. But I just want to see some of these rumors go down that have been stirring around between Zion Williamson, Pascal Siakam, Damian Lillard. We've already seen Boston make a trade, sending Marcus Smart to Memphis. They've got Kristaps Porzingis back. So it's just the full circle of the NBA from the start of the year through the finals. Now we've got the draft, and then we head into the offseason, which should be exciting. So before we get into today's bets, just want to talk about this QR code on the screen or the link in the description if you're watching on mobile or listening. If you use that to open up a new sportsbook, place a minimum deposit, you're guaranteed the best offers and the best bonuses exclusive to me, thanks to my partnership with Betstamp and these books. So use the code, use the link below, sign up for a new sportsbook, make a minimum deposit. You're guaranteed to get the best possible rates. You can also sign up for Betstamp so you can track all of your bets, which is very important if you want to track my bets, track your own bets, and also shop for the best odds once you're on multiple books. Okay. So yesterday, as I said, we had a sweep, which is great. We had the over in Las Vegas and Phoenix that, as I said, Las Vegas is probably going to score 100 on their own. They scored 99. They won by 20. They covered, as I mentioned as well, but Phoenix scored 79, so that blew way, way over, 180. Easy, easy. You had the Marlins and the Blue Jays. I said the Jays could go over. This is in the first 5 over 3.5, so the Jays could do that in 1 inning on their own. They did. They scored 5 runs in the second inning. There were 7 runs in the first 5 of that. And then we had the Houston Astros for plus 135 on the run line against the Mets. And that one was a little bit dicey. The Astros went up and the Mets went up, but Houston won that game 10-8. So we swept, and it was up 3.35 units. Cannot complain about that. And now we roll into today where we've got 3 bets across 3 sports, and we're starting with the CFL. 7-0 betting spreads so far in the CFL. Do not have a spread bet today because you've got the BC Lions and the Winnipeg Bluebombers, and this is a matchup of the 2 best teams in the CFL going into this season and the 2 best teams so far this season. Both teams are 2-0. Both teams are 2-0 against the spread. Winnipeg is 2-0 to the over. BC is 2-0 to the under. Both teams are 1-1 on the road. Sorry, both teams have won 1 game on the road and 1 game at home. This is as evenly matched up as you're going to get. I'm so excited for this game. It sucks that it's on at 10:30 at night, being played in, or no, sorry, it's on at 8:30. Never mind, 8:30 at night. We can watch this football game in Winnipeg. And look, this is a coin flip. This is why it's minus 110, but I'm taking this game to go over 49 points. Now, in the first 2 games, BC has gone under, as I mentioned, both times. There was a 22-0 score against Edmonton. They are not shutting out the Winnipeg Bluebombers. And then there was 25-15, so that game went to 40. We need 49 here. When you look at Winnipeg, they are scoring. They've scored 45 against Saskatchewan. They won 45-27. That game flew over, which was at 47.5. The opener, which opened at 46.5, flew over that too. It was 42-31 against Hamilton. These are now the 2 most high-powered offenses in the CFL. You've got Winnipeg, who scored 45 and 42, but given up 27 and 31. The overs have gone over by 24.5 and over by 26.5. And look, the Blue Bombers have the most potent offense in the CFL. There's no real doubt about that. Zach Collaros has already thrown for 647 passing yards and 5 touchdowns over his first 2 games. You've got BC, who's being able to get Dominic Rhymes, who's actually out, so they're going to be missing on him, but they're getting Lucky Whitehead back to play on the outside, which I think is going to be great. And look, the BC Lions can score points, man. And I know that they don't have Nathan Rourke anymore, but Vernon Adams has hit the ground running, man. He's already got 600 passing yards himself. He's thrown for 4 touchdowns. He's also got 46 rushing yards. This, by all accounts, should be a shootout, which probably means this game is going to end up 10-7, right? But I'm going to just keep going with the Winnipeg Blue Bombers scoring a ton of points, being so high-powered, but not stopping a lot of not stopping a lot of teams. I think BC is going to get it going a little bit more here. They're going to put up more than 20 points, probably 25, and a 30 to 25 final here seems very likely. So it's a coin flip, but I'm taking BC Lions and the Winnipeg Blue Bombers to go over 49 for -110 at DraftKings. Now let's head on over to Major League Baseball. Is that the next one? It is. We've got the Pirates and the Marlins. This is interesting because the Pirates started the year red hot. They have now lost 9 straight games. Trends are interesting. I had a parlay that I was thinking of where do I take the Marlins and then do we take, who's the other team? I think it's the team playing against the Kansas City Royals, and that gets you a plus money parlay. I might add that. But I'm just going to take another total here. The total for the first 5 innings of this game is 4. Now, when you look at the initial pitching matchup, you might think, that's interesting, because it's Mitch Keller going up against Braxton Garrett. Keller is 8-3 with a 3.62 ERA. Okay. Braxton Garrett is 3-2 with a 3.88 ERA. You might think 4 runs in the first 5 innings, but when you look at it, Mitch Keller has not been great lately. He started the season very, very well, but his last time out, he gave up 4 earned runs to Milwaukee in 5 innings. Previous to that, he did have a good start against the Mets, but who hasn't? But then before that, he gave up 5 to Oakland in 5 innings, 4 to San Francisco, 6 to Seattle. So in 4 of his last 5 starts, he's given up a combined 15 runs. So he has not been great as of late. Now this game's being played in Miami. On the road this season, he's 4-2 with a 4.44 ERA. Keller's been much better at home. Then you look at Braxton Garrett and you go, okay, well, he's been pretty good, right? He's been okay. His last 2 starts was a win against Washington and a win against the White Sox, but he gave up 4 runs to Kansas City. He's given up 4 runs to Arizona, and he gave up 11 to Atlanta. At home this season, he's 1-1, but a 6.35 ERA. He doesn't pitch well at home. On the road, he's 2-1 with a 2.18 ERA. So in his last home game was when he gave up 4 to Kansas City. He gave up 11 to Atlanta previous to that. So I think realistically, if Pittsburgh can just get 1 run here, we have the push potential at 4. I think Miami can put up 3 on their own. They're playing exceptional baseball. So I like this game to go over the total of 4 in the first 5 innings. And that is -112 at Bet99. Sorry if you see me, I've got a hair in my eye there. And your last bet of the day, we're going to go to the WNBA. We've got another total. So it's totals Thursday here. And we've got the Washington Mystics versus the Chicago Sky. And I have this game to go... Did I put the wrong... No, I put the right thing. This game to go under 155.5. This is -110 at Caesars. So Washington is 7-4. They're good. Chicago is 5-7. They're okay. Chicago is 7-5 to the under this season. Washington 9-1-1 to the under. 9 of their 11 games have gone under. And including, so they went under their previous time out. Before that, a push, but then 7 straight unders. And all of those totals, you're looking at 155, so they went under 155 by 9. They pushed at 157, under 157 by 4, under 155 by 19, under 156 by 17. And when you look at their overs, it was an 88-81 loss to Connecticut. But you got to go back a long time before these two teams combined. You know, even when they went under by 19.5 points, the total was set at 168, flew under. You look at Chicago, it's sort of a little bit of, over-under. They went under the last time out. They went over against Indiana. That wasn't a loss. They went over against Vegas, but everybody goes over against Vegas. Then they went under against LA. So they're sort of, plodding around, like I said, 7-5. So they're playing more under games than not. But Washington is just an absolute under machine. They've got the #1 ranked defense in all of the WNBA. They're only giving up 73.7 points per game. Chicago's offense isn't that great to begin with. They're they're 7th, but they're only scoring 79.3. Washington's offense is ranked 12th, last, 75.8. It's going to be a slow, plodding game here between Washington and Chicago, and I can't buck the trend of 9-1-1 to the under, so I'll take the Washington Mystics and the Chicago Sky under 155 for -110 at Caesars. Again, use that QR code or hit the link in the description to sign up for Bet99, Caesars, or DraftKings. Make a minimum deposit, and you're guaranteed the best exclusive offers and the best exclusive promos through BetStamp and the sportsbooks. So those are my picks for Thursday. I'm taking the BC Lions and the Winnipeg Bluebombers to go over 49 for -110 at DraftKings. I'm taking the Pittsburgh Pirates and the Miami Marlins to go over 4 for -112 in the first 5 innings at Bet99, and I'm taking the Washington Mystics and the Chicago Sky under 155 for -110 at Caesars. As always, drop a comment if you're fading or following. You can follow me on Twitter for more picks and props analysis throughout the day. TikTok and Instagram, which I haven't been using too much as of late. I don't know how much traction it gets there, but they're there. But your audio is on Apple and on Spotify. Have a great Thursday. See you on Twitter to talk about the draft, and let's just keep talking sports.